Greetings. We have a new channeling session for you for the month of March. I am Russ Hatfield, who is here with Karra, my higher dimensional twin soul and member of Ashtar Command. This channeling session was channeled by Mark Crocker and is one we call A World of Illusions and Hands-on Healing. We recorded this channeling session back in 1993, a week after the session we recorded last month. This one has better sound quality and has more speakers, so more subjects to cover this time. A few highlights are being a telepath in a world of telepaths by Tia, and how a crystal was used in a healing on Mark's knee when Kiri and Karra teamed up to guide me through the process. A more detailed description is on our homepage at hadesbasenews.com. We invite you to subscribe, kept informed of future postings on our YouTube channel from the members of Ashtar Command. And now we present our latest entry into the Hades Base archives, A World of Illusions and Hands-on Healing.
Sorry for the delay.
What's up?
I just had to finish feeding.
I understand.
Mm-hmm.
An unfed child would be more of a nuisance than a cat's tearing a pig.
Okay.
How's it going to you?
It's kind of fine.
Motherhood's treating you well?
Of course. Give me a piece of paper to play with or a piece of string.
Got shreds of paper all over the place.
Oh, well. Not to worry.
Well, so how's everything going on?
Oh, fine. I think I'm fine.
Good.
Mm-hmm.
Been hearing all about everything going on down here at Taken.
Such as?
Oh, farsighting,
Mm-hmm.
fun things like
Yeah. The fact that you're pinching yourself here, as it were, and blocking everything out.
now the trick is moving a bit higher.
Yeah.
And so what I'm working on now is working on blocking off
Mm-hmm.
the chakra on top of the head.
Yeah. The crown chakra.
Right, but a little bit higher. It's like a 5-inch space above the head. Now that's still the crown chakra.
It's part of that thing.
You know, what is it? Why is it that controls the entire body though? That section.
Because it's to do with your mental actions. It's like the brain. The brain controls everything, right?
Right.
Well,
Well, but this controls all nerve functions.
mm-hmm,
It's like 7 chakra concerns nerves.
amongst other things.
Okay. Now, what about psychic discharges and stuff?
Mm-hmm,
Controls that too.
mm-hmm.
Okay. So the trick is to get that shut off
Mm-hmm.
after you get out of the body.
That's up to the individual.
Okay. Now, continuing on the same line we were just talking about, shutting down the astral chakra.
Mm-hmm.
The body goes into an automatic.
Yeah.
But now, would it be helpful, do you think, to turn on the astral form in reverse?
It's up to you. Try an experimentation.
Sort of like you turn off the chakra on the physical body,
Mm-hmm.
but turn on the chakra on the astral body.
Yeah.
Now, what happens if you turn off the chakra on the astral body?
You switch off your astral body, it's a shutdown.
Right. It's just weird to see how these different centers affect the body
Mm-hmm.
in radical ways that, a little bit unusual.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, this evening's session,
Mm-hmm.
we give this another title.
Okay.
So the illusions.
And pray tell, why illusions?
Oh, due to the fact that we live in such a world of illusions,
Aha!
where things are made to seem one way, but they're actually another way.
And what are you implying?
Well, I'm implying that basically third dimension
Mm-hmm.
is made up of a very subtle network of controls.
Yeah.
And those controls
Mm-hmm.
have been in place for thousands and thousands of years.
Mm-hmm.
But the controls are set up for the either making of money, the control of other people, or the control of entire countries.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas on fifth dimension, the controls are the complete opposite. In other words, the controls there are set up for advancement of various species and people. And
Mm-hmm.
for
I think I upset her.
setting up a various kind of ability to magnify different abilities.
Basically, everything has a purpose that is, for want of a better word, three-dimensional. Control.
Right.
You people, or your species, likes to be in control of everything.
Right. But so is the same upon the fifth dimension. Or sixth dimension.
Sixth dimension, I don't know, I'm being there, but fifth dimension, certain amounts of control, but we're pretty much free to do as we want to do. I mean, if I wanted to, I could run around here naked,
Right.
but I don't want to. There's nobody going to say, "You can't do that, young lady."
But now, if actions are done up there which are unproductive
Mm-hmm.
towards others or harmful in any way.
Oh, that is frowned upon, yes.
Yeah, but the control is in place by the person doing the actions.
Mm-hmm.
But what I can understand is how it is that they make the willing, conscious effort to control that.
It's because you take into consideration all of those around you. And it's like, I didn't realise I upset Jerry briefly. Where did she go? Hello, what's that?
It's modeled there.
We have to get... hold on, let's refocus that so I can see it on the hologram, please. There. Whoa, different colours. What type is it?
It's good though.
Oh, it's blue underneath. Why?
Well, that's for camouflage, so if you're looking at it from on the ground, it looks like a patch of blue sky going by.
What about the noise?
Well, it's a noisy sky.
Oh. Right. Now, control. We wouldn't do, or I wouldn't do anything to hurt anybody here. Not intentionally. But accidents do happen. Mm-hmm.
Now, the reason that you wouldn't do anything to hurt anybody is because of your evolution.
Correct. You see, once you reach here, or the sixth dimension, then come to work in the fifth, you're evolved enough to realise that everything has an equal and opposite. You hurt somebody, you hurt yourself. For example, if I was to get my claws there and go like that, I hurt him, because I also hurt my claws.
Well, sort of.
Yeah, I thump somebody, it hurts my hand, and it hurts me emotionally. I spanked one of my daughters, which I don't have to yet, fortunately. It hurts their pride, but it hurts me because I have to hurt them. But that is necessary for them to learn.
Yeah, but you're looking at instant realization of this.
Yes, but there is other things further down the line.
Right.
For example, if you say to somebody, I'm going to be there at 7 o'clock, right? And you're late, then they say they're going to be over at your place at 8 o'clock, and they're late. And see, it starts a snowballing effect that you're not punctual. And by being not punctual, it leads to other things in your life.
Okay.
And it kind of snowballs.
Right. What about things that you do that don't happen again years on down the line? You tend to forget the fact that you're going to become ripping in butt.
You shouldn't. You shouldn't.
How are you reminded of this thing?
By having a good memory.
And you have a lack of memory sometimes?
Things slip people's minds, and you have to learn the lesson again.
Right. Now, is there counselors that would tell you about your little lessons that you might have to relive again?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but so that would keep the mental equivalent to self-learning alive, even though you have to go through somebody else sometimes.
What are you saying? That I'm about to get clawed?
Well, only if you really forget your rules you just mentioned.
This is fun. This is play. Some people don't need anybody to play with, you know. Okay.
Okay. Alright.
Next question.
Now, how to circumvent the controls we have in place down here?
The controls that you have down there are there for a purpose.
What about the illusionary controls set to design to make other people like?
You have to play by the rules around you. That is the first part of learning, is to play by the rules around you. And then to learn how to go around, behind, over, under, to the side of the rules.
So you've got to recognize the rules that are in place in the first place.
Exactly. And then you've got to sit down and reason out a way to go around.
I'll think about that. In the meantime,
Mm-hmm.
Mark's got me working on doing jumps of varying lengths.
Mm-hmm. I know. We discussed it last night.
Yes. And you mentioned the fact that you might do these.
I'd like to, but I have certain things that I need to do, like changing dirty nappies, washing, bathing, feeding. My research, spending time with partner, my mischievous partner, my silly partner.
So did it work when you searched for it the first time?
Search for what?
Whatever you're trying to research.
Stuff that I need or here is needed. You want me to start attacking you? Huh?
So funny. Alright, now, after doing my first long jump this morning, coming back, then going back up to Hayden Space again, I was like really weary and bone weary and totally wrong. Is there anything called astral aspirin?
Yeah, dude.
Sure.
I've had to restrain this. She's getting a little bit wild.
Just being fun.
Well, she was getting wired. You ought to see her hair, huh? Out here. Like this.
You're good at playing with the cats. It's in that playful cat accent.
Yeah, well, she is still very much a cat sometimes. Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Hello, dude.
good.
Well, I just had to step in where Karra gave her a quick talking to, so I'm gonna hand back to somebody, I'm not quite sure who, and he's still out here freezed up. So I'm acting as assistant wing mistress. Yeah.
Were you okay now?
Never. Just been told to calm down because I had everything running on high.
Oh, oh.
Yeah, the oscilloscope up here for monitoring the heart was going. And we had another one for measuring brain outputs, and it was going.
I'll mellow off on the jokes.
And now it's me that needs to mellow out. And guess what? I'm not going to do it.
No, all about astral ask.
I remember that vaguely. You just self-heal yourself. Where's the other feline
Well,
dog?
it's not self-healing. It's more
Oh,
like
he
getting
is.
my energy back. I would spend all of it.
Mm-hmm.
There's nowhere.
Okay, next question.
Is there such thing up there as unity? As in community, admin?
You mean everybody being able to tell everybody else's state, being able to share in the fun and the excitement when you're feeling down that you're never truly alone?
Yeah, that's.
Kind of. Yeah, we can shut everybody out, or we can listen to the mental babble. We can share on the emotions and the energy.
So is that sort of like being part of a collective unconscious?
Yes and no.
Or is it collective conscious?
Collective conscious.
Not the unconscious.
No, because we can shield out our secret desires, what we want.
So, it's the collective consciousness.
Yeah.
So if somebody were to say, want something passed around to everybody at once, they just put it on a grapevine kind of thing?
Yeah. They just tell somebody, and somebody else might overhear it if it's on the declamatory mode, and it will spread like a virus, like a joke.
So let's say if Ashtar needs some work done right away on a grand scale kind of thing,
Mm-hmm.
just put the word out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it. So now, a lot of things depend on your ability to comprehend what's coming through, too.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But after enough years of practice, you should be able to get that.
Well, I'm still learning. Mm-hmm. I'm a rookie.
Make up lost.
Scientific.
Well, that's all I have for the moment.
Oh, party pooper.
That's all right. Let you calm down for a while. I'll catch you on the down here.
Okay, I'm gonna run outside. They tell me when things are nearly over.
Okay.
I can't help it when I get a static charge running through me. They're all wired and hyped up.
That's kind of
Stop pussyfooting around. I'll go outside and talk to Mark.
Alright, let's see you.
Greetings, Beanpole.
Karra?
Okay, I'm only going to be in briefly because I'll come back on later on. I need, because she forgot, I need A surgical crystal.
Oh. Stop.
And when you pass it to me, you're meant to go.
Right, Doc?
Yeah. She was wired though, wasn't she? Had to talk to her.
Wonderful.
Okay. We're going back to somebody else. Greetings, Russ.
Reasonable. Let's go.
Excellent, excellent in yourself.
Functioning within all the required specified parameters.
All the required specified, that is a mouthful.
Yeah, it is.
Mm-hmm.
But accurate mouthfuls. That's
Yes.
Anyway, we were discussing earlier illusion and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I have a few other questions to start with first. First off, going through a book that I've been reading lately on many colonial series.
Mm-hmm.
And in that is showing how pain is a bringer of
Yes, the advancement. But it is not pain being inflicted. It is necessary surgical amounts of a particular type of pain. The pain being mental pain.
Right.
The athlete running hard suffers a certain amount of physical pain, but mental pain as well, trying to come to terms with that pain. Also, there is a spiritual type of pain, by being in a deep trance-like state, meditating, dwelling on one's inner self. Do you understand?
How can you get pain? You don't like yourself or something?
No. When you sit down and think and meditate, thinking the process itself can be quite hard. Being able to analyze things in a particular way. It is no good saying that thinking about what colour clothes you're going to wear, that is not thinking. But when you think on a deep level of such things as how does this work? Why does the internal combustion engine work in that way? Why does this pyramid work the way it does? What causes my mind to react in a particular way?
Now I get it. I understand exactly what you're talking about because in my far side, when I'm going with the Hades booths, especially nowadays, where I'm working with so much high-level technologies and ideas that it can be painful sometimes on my brain trying to assimilate all this stuff.
Correct. That is when you are using your brain.
So it's not a physical or even a horrible mental pain.
No.
It's merely the working out
of the brain.
Exercising.
Yes. It is not, what colour clothes am I going to wear? What shall I say next? Does this girl like me? Does she dislike me? That is not thinking.
Right.
But thinking of deep matters is true thinking.
Well, that's right. Like the other day I came up and I was talking with Karra and she was at the G machine. Station, I guess.
Her office or station or whatever you wish to call it.
And she was trying to explain all this stuff to me. And I'm trying to take this all in, and my brain at the same time is going through all the possibilities and everything. Yeah, it hurt.
Exactly.
It hurt like a mother there.
So
it was rewarding, so I didn't really care.
Exactly. But if you do analytic studies on particular fields, for example, manifestation, how to manifest, the little minute details.
Oh, like this morning I'm working on a thing.
Correct.
I got half of it down, and I couldn't get the back half. but I got a half a penny that looked very good.
But how do you get that half a penny? What goes into it? It's no good just being able to do it. You have to understand how and why. And the only way that you can do that is by doing it yourself. That is why I don't tell you how to do something. If I tell you how to do something, you just do it by rote. But if you learn for yourself and think about it and reason it out, that way you learn. It is engraved deeper.
That's why the gray area is oftentimes.
That's right. Because I cannot tell you, because you do not learn that way. You know it. You know it by rote.
That's why with the far side I'm working on now, coming up with shutting off the main chakra at the top of the head. It's taken me, what, a year and a half or so to work on.
Yes, things will now start to happen quicker.
Right, because I worked it out. And
Exactly. For each individual, it is different.
right.
What works for Tia does not work for you. What works for Mark does not work for Tia or you.
Right, it's an individual learning process.
Exactly.
So you can get ideas of how it works with them.
Mm-hmm.
And you can apply them. If they work, great. If they don't, you modify them.
Correct. And that way you think and learn. That is why sometimes you have a running battle with Kiri. Is that she can think quicker. And she does a lot of understanding quicker.
Right.
She's a quicker-minded individual. She's also very quick-humoured.
That's for sure. But at the same time, she also works things out. Her brain isn't always at work.
Yes.
And her coercion, as phenomenal as it is, to work.
Correct. She had to learn how to coerce.
Right. And she applied herself more diligently than I do.
Correct.
But then I'm stronger in other faculties because I diligently work.
Correct.
That's why when working on history of the human race, my brain hurts.
Exactly.
I mean, when we were going to the Sumerian stuff, the Indus Valley, and the Egyptian, I mean,
And did I get screened? Did Luna get screened?
no.
It is because for Luna it is second nature. She looks up this stuff because she can't remember vast quantities of information. Nobody can know everything.
Right. But because even though you come up with something that maybe never has been come up with before anyway.
Correct. When you reason something out, it is like doing simple mathematics. 2 and 2 equals 4, but not necessarily.
Right. I get it.
So the basics of learning is more difficult than you realize or people realize on your planet.
Right. Because you retain this stuff, but you have to research it back out and try to drag it up.
Correct.
And then put that together with what you've learned
Correct.
recently. You come up with the 2 plus 2, hopefully even 4.
Correct. By combining 2 ideas together. So you combine 2 ideas together, they intertwine, they work together, and therefore you can progress on from that point.
Right. But you learn them not at the same time.
Correct. If you could learn one many years ago and learn something new now, put them together, and you come up with an answer.
Right.
What happens is you add one thing to something else. You put them together and you come up with a third thing, which is different.
Right.
2 ideas being combined logically would be the next step on, but not necessarily. You can learn something new from those 2 things. For example, take this hat. You run your finger down it. It's wet.
Right.
Now, we know that water comes out from holes. Skin is wet,
Right.
which tells you a third thing. Skin has holes.
Yeah. And pores.
Correct. But that is putting two things together that are unrelated.
Right. I see. That's why I've always said it's so important to get all the input you can.
Correct. The more that you have at your fingertips, the more that you can learn. The more that you learn, the more you want to learn.
Right. Right. Because you can store this stuff away and it'll be forgotten. It's gone.
Mm-hmm.
Until one time when you add something
All of a
to
sudden, it's there.
it. Right. And it clicks in.
Mm-hmm. Like this conversation.
Painful on me later on. So I go back through it.
Yes.
Okay. Now, another thing I was working on was the manifestation grid.
Mm-hmm.
And is there like a way you can lock it into a being so that it lasts longer than your consciousness? Or than you're conscious about it? It was like with a penny. I was trying to get that thing to come down here, or at least last for longer than it took.
It is the amount of energy that you can supply into it. It is understanding the mechanics behind it. It is like I just said, that to create something, you have to know in detail how to do it. To bring it through with you, what you have to do is to know A, how to create it, B, how to transport it through into the fourth dimension, C, into the third dimension, and D, to keep it here, to stop it from dissipating.
That's 4 different steps. You have to do
Correct.
each one along the way.
Manifestation, transportation, and keeping it
Right.
in retention.
Now, so the first part, manifestation,
Mm-hmm.
is the part that needs to get worked on. Once
Correct.
you have the manifestation down, then you start working on the rest of this matter.
Correct, but you have to be able to keep constantly manifesting that on this dimension so that you can try to take it to the fourth, to the third.
Right. So in other words, it's not. I'm trying to go from A to D
Correct.
without learning how B and C work first.
Correct. You have to learn each step one at a time.
Nice. So don't worry about bringing it through until you get the rest of this mess figured out.
Correct.
I think I'm gonna spend some time with Alex.
This is what I'm teaching him, is to learn how to do it. You see, he creates things. He doesn't know how he does it.
Right.
He turns away, it disappears, he turns back, he's angry and upset that it's not there anymore. So what I have to do is teach him how to create it. To create it exactly as he wants. I have to teach him how to keep it in play when you take your attention away from it. I have to get him to understand that the emotion of anger, when he turns back and looks for it, is irrelevant and quite detrimental. That is why he sometimes has a screaming fit.
He doesn't know that again.
No. So that I'm trying to help him to understand.
Well, I usually said it was the amount of energy.
Mm-hmm.
So in other words, when he turns away, it's merely the fact he did not put enough energy into it in the first place.
Well, and the fact that he's still not supplying the energy. If he continued to supply the energy, it will continue to be there. Or, if he simply increased the energy, it would materialize, and then eventually the energy would just dissipate.
Right, you
And
could
just
turn
fade
it
away.
away and it'd still be there.
Yes, you
Turn
could.
it back to
If he manifested it here, looked over here, and then turned back, it would still be there. But what he's doing now is he's manifesting it, he looks away, he turns back, it's not there.
right. You can understand why.
Correct.
So he's learning about focusing and attention.
Correct.
Amazing at that age.
Well, that is why the offspring up here are so good and so advanced, is the fact that at an early age we get them and we teach them.
I see. Now, what about Minerva? Now, she's doing the cat trick.
Mm-hmm.
Yet she doesn't know how she's doing it.
No, not yet. We are entertaining her with string when she does that to see if she behaves like a cat.
I see.
And in fact, when she turns herself into a kitten, she is more mobile than when she is in her baby form.
Does she still have the cat-like reflexes and senses, instincts?
She has the instincts, yes, which is normal to her half species.
Okay.
Because you've got to remember, she is not totally a Durongolan.
Right.
She is part Durongolan and part human.
Right.
So therefore, she has a difficulty sometimes grasping the fact that she is, in herself, a new species.
Yeah, it would be good to tell.
Well, it is irrelevant for them at the moment. But because she manifests herself into a feline, she doesn't understand that a feline behaves a particular way. She still behaves like an infant. She will bat at a piece of string to grab it the same way any baby would. But she does not do it the same way a cat would.
I see. But now, I haven't heard on whether she is congratulated or rewarded for doing this.
She is not discouraged from it.
Okay, she's not encouraged?
It is more to see how long she can keep it up for. Once it becomes a rare event, then we will start to encourage her to manifest other forms.
Oh, I see. Okay, so that's part of the training program also.
Correct.
So you start at birth or before birth.
Before birth, if possible. Unfortunately, on this case, it was not possible.
Well, yeah, sort of possible.
Mm,
I had an inkling of things on that one.
we tried to coach them to calm them down, but calming them down would get Tia worried sometimes because she was so used to the fact that they were boisterous.
But now working with my kids
Mm-hmm.
in the room still, I'm noticing that they are great, that think, that they absorb, they put in input faster than I do.
Yes.
Now, is this the pain process that I'm going through now also, that they're going through?
Yes.
I see.
They are learning at a faster rate than you do because they find you young and malleable.
And they don't have all the external influences.
That's right. That is why the kittens are so quiet now compared to how they were, is because they have so many external inputs compared to the few that they had before. Whereas it was just the heartbeat of the mother, the smell of amino fluids, and just a very faint red glow. That is all they had. Now they have many different colours, many different smells, touch, many different consistencies of touch, hearing, many, many different sounds.
So they're soaking all this up, and they're not going to really go into like the big meta faculties that Athena was doing before birth.
Correct.
Until she gets more input to work with.
Correct.
I get it. Okay.
She does not, at the moment, have that much interest in her surrounding in herself because there is so much input from her surroundings. However, she is starting to learn how to parasite.
Oh, she is. Oh, that's good.
Yes. Mainly because she has the desire to be with her true mother sometimes.
Oh.
Then occasionally she will, what's the word? Thumb a ride?
Oh, hitchhike.
Yes.
Right. Now, is she getting her physical body's asleep at that time?
Yes.
Okay, right. Mind, mental aspects is.
She is not quite sure if she is dreaming or if she is awake. But in actual fact, she is mentally awake, physically asleep. So her body drifts around until she sees somebody else is asleep, I think.
That's
Twitching.
all right. So in other words, when she would see me or someone else come in, like say to the womb or something, when she was growing up, she knew this was common behavior.
Yes.
Popular now. So herself doing that now is just follows on that same path
Correct.
she was growing up with.
Yes, but only when she is in the dormant stage, unfortunately. She doesn't do it at the moment because time for being awake is time to play.
Right. That's when the inputs come in.
Correct. So, for her to do this, she has to go into the dormant stage.
Well, it took me 33 years of external input before I stopped playing. So.
Yes.
She's got a head start on me, for sure. Thank you. Okay, now I want to switch over to Metaconcert. I could.
Okay.
Okay. Real quickly, I'm missing out on a particular phase of Metaconcert. Now, does the energy coming from the secondary pass through the primary on its way to the conductor?
Yes.
It does.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I've been avoiding that part.
Yes, we did discuss that right at the very start.
Right. It's been a while, so I neglected to check us back up on that. Okay. Now, I'd like to know also, is there an easy way to shut down the Metaconcert after your purpose has been completed?
Yes.
Stop it.
Correct.
Your brain still hurts you once in a while?
Yes, it does when I go into some really deep thinking.
Well, that's good, you know. I mean, at least we're all in the same boat.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. One question on stellar physics.
Mm-hmm.
In my travel out today, I was going out, as Mark suggested, as far as I could,
Mm-hmm.
and then returning back, and then going back up to Hades.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. My trip out, I blasted out past Pluto, turned around for a second and get oriented and see where I'd come from.
Mm-hmm.
Well, looking back onto our sun and the planets that were within my visible range, quite an awe-inspiring sight, I might add.
Mm-hmm.
I noticed the fact that, as I've learned in my science, that the planets rotate on a singular line. In other words, they're not above each other, they're not below each other, they don't travel latitudinally and longitudinally.
No. They all travel in the same direction on the same plane.
Right. Now, is that because of the sun's magnetic field is on that same plane?
Correct.
Now, why does the sun create a field like that?
Because the sun itself rotates.
Right.
You have...
It does rotate.
Yes. It rotates around like this.
Right.
Or like this.
Right.
And it also rotates around in the galaxy.
Okay, right.
Now, if you look at a galaxy, you'll see that that is also a plane with a bulge in the center.
Right.
Now, the reason why that does it is because of a thing called gravity. The spinning stellar object, your sun, creates gravity because of its rotation.
Right.
Here's a simple experiment that you might try.
Right.
You get a ball or an object of some kind, attach a piece of string to it, and spin it around your head.
Okay.
You get a second one on a shorter or longer piece of string, right?
Right.
And with your hands, get them circling together and see if you can get them to hit each other by when you place them in both hands, in this hand, that they're both on their string. See if you can get the strings, one to hit the other ball.
Okay, I think I know what you're talking about.
By the spinning of this is the sun, correct?
Right.
And it's spinning around like this.
Right.
Now, the balls will not spin up high up here, or low down here, or in a different orbit. The reason is because they are orbiting the gravitational field of your hand. The fact that they're being held in by a piece of string is beside the point.
That could be the symbol of the galaxy.
Correct. It is a representation of the gravitational pull on the planet.
I see. That's why our moon travels in the same pattern as we do our sun.
Correct.
It's the gravity.
Correct. The gravity is pulling it towards the sun, and the gravity is pulling it towards the planet. In fact, it is an equal pull. That is why it stays in the same orbit.
So everything is traveling in the same rotation,
Mm-hmm.
same direction, different speeds, but everything in the galaxy turns in the same rotation.
Correct. Now, your planet's orbit and almost every other planet's orbit is elliptical. Now, tell me why.
It's elliptical direction. Oh, even like it's not exactly circular.
Correct.
Why?
Think about it and reason it out.
Why doesn't our planet travel in an exact circle around the sun?
We gave you the answer just now.
Because the sun isn't exactly circular?
No. What did we say about the moon?
I give up.
We said that the gravitational field of your planet and the sun is equal.
Right.
So, the universe, the galaxy, pulls on your planet, and at certain points it is stronger, and at certain points it is weaker.
Oh.
So therefore, the elliptical orbit is created by, at the long point, something trying to pull it away. But because of the rotation, it reaches a point further by where the gravitational pull of other matter is not as strong as the sun.
Right.
So it is pulled back in, around, until it reaches that point again, and it pulls it out.
Right.
And it comes in again, and pulls it out again.
That's now that's another question. Is do you get things like whirlpools created when two objects come close, like say Earth and Mars coming around? They come on the same. They pass around each other because they're all both traveling the same direction.
Correct.
One's traveling slower than the other.
True.
You think that the passing of one past the other a little bit faster would create something.
Here's something that you do not have the time to do, but it would be nice if you could. If you were to watch Mars every night for a year, you would notice that Mars, at a point in the year, appears to go backwards.
Is that where we pass it?
Correct.
Nice.
See, you're starting to think.
Yeah, my brain's hurting. It must be.
I'm proud of you. You're doing very, very well.
The moon does that too. It
Correct.
appears to go backwards.
Correct.
I'll work on it.
You're close, very close. But I've already taken some of your learning experience away by explaining various things that I shouldn't have.
Well, that's all right. You've
The
left enough
elliptical orbit
that I'll
spectrum.
have lots to work on for that. Anyway.
Thank you.
Bless you. Okay. That's about it. My brain's hurting too much anyway, so
Okay.
I'll just,
Do you have the healing crystal available?
it's across the room, yes.
Okay. If I was to be a show-off like Kiri, I would have got up and got it.
Oh,
Okay.
thank you.
You're welcome.
Educational as always, experience.
Okay, I'm just charging this up. Here, suck on this. Suck the energy out. It's only a rough blunt start. Okay. Thank you very much. It's an enjoyable evening.
As always.
And I'll be back.
You do that in...
No, I don't do it in council meetings. It is for your pleasure.
I appreciate it.
Each group has its own pleasurable things that amuse them.
That's a great one. Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Yeah.
How's Mark doing?
He's doing fine. It's fine.
Take care of the kittens.
Yeah, he's looking after the little girls.
Alright.
And he said if you asked to say finger looking good. I'm not quite sure what he means by that.
Well, that makes two of us don't feel too bad.
Oh. Yeah. Continue.
Well, did you hear all that from Omal?
No, I was outside. I came in the last bit where he was on about what was he on about? He was on about other groups.
Well, he had a lot of good information about the kittens.
Oh well, never mind. I can get the transcript.
Okay, fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, I'm ready for the next distinguished personality.
Okay. Good evening once again, people.
Another distinguished personality.
Yeah.
How you doing, man?
Well, not too bad.
Well, that's good.
His suggestion was to... There's one. There's the other. I believe this is the one.
That was the one.
We have an energy, negative flow coming from this area. Okay.
Okay.
Right, what we're going to do is we're going to guide you. And hold on a second. It's fortunate we've still got this semicircular couch set up. Okay. Teamwork. Caressa Healer.
Good stuff.
Mm-hmm. You'll have to retrieve that in a minute, but there is a reason
Yeah,
why we do.
understand the reason. Don't want to repeat.
Exactly. Okay. I'll hang back.
Okay.
Right. Now, Q and myself will be switching backwards and forwards, but I'll be in your mind as well. It's going to be a little bit confusing for me because I won't be able to vocalize what I want to say when I'm thinking. Okay?
Okay.
We're ready when you are.
Oh.
Okay? Well, now start in the lower part of the knee. And remember how we told you to run the crystal?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It's the start point. And here we go. Okay, that's good. Okay. And we want you to, when you reach the start point, to come up over the top of the knee. Okay. This time we want you to go halfway around, and then up over the top of the knee, the other way. Now, you're going to hunt down the damaged area and have a closer look. Okay? Let's see one of the access points. Now we want you to find the entrance point to the room. And that's where they went in and took out all the bits. Yeah, you could say that's an entrance point. There. Yep. In that area there. We're going to crank up the energy a little bit more. Okay, that's good. Great, a little bit, weren't you?
Yep.
Oh, sit down and relax.
Well, it's a workout.
Mm-hmm. Teamwork. Yeah, it's teamwork, 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 all the way home. Okay, Beanpole.
Thank you, my love.
Now,
Good job on my head.
pick up,
Brain feed.
yes, last little bit of the program. I'll pick it up. No, the big one. And suck that in. Suck it in. Come on. All the way. Now, there might be a little bit of residual pain, so when the channeler comes back, try not to get up and jump around.
Okay.
So, yeah, his knee's going to hurt for a little while because, it's aligning everything, and getting the entrance points and everything all sewn up, and sacking little bits of grey area and stuff.
Oh.
Kick back, relax.
Oh.
Now, do you have questions? Thank you, Kevin. Do you have questions for me?
Yes, I do. Oh, but first, a little thanks.
You're welcome. That's what I'm here for, is to help you.
Oh, saving my life, saving my sanity.
And nudge you in the right direction.
Oh,
But never telling you how to run your life. Never.
and I thank you for that, boss.
You're welcome.
Yes, takes me a while to learn, but once I learn,
Well, it is most important in a relationship not to try to dominate somebody. You try to dominate somebody and you lose them.
yeah,
Or you are dominated by somebody and you don't love them, fear them. So, by being there to listen, to help, to nudge, to have somebody's shoulder to cry on and to give your shoulder to cry on, to care for, to be cared by.
absolutely. Yeah,
I give and you give. We both receive.
isn't that the truth?
Mm-hmm.
Well, everything else seems kind of anticlimactic. But we'll try to get into some of the stuff anyway.
Okay.
Okay. Now, first off, we'll question on genetics with our genetic children.
Mm-hmm.
Now, with your abilities and mine blended,
Mm-hmm.
mine being most.
Yes, they will be heightened.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But now, will our strengths be increased in them where they're similar? Or will they all maybe come out stronger or weaker?
Okay. Now, there are many, many different variables.
Yeah.
Definitely in the healing, because we're both healers, they'll come out strong. Manifestation, they could come out stronger or they could come out weaker.
This is some wild cards here.
Yeah, there are some wild cards.
So when you were showing me that gene machine the other day, that was quite amazing. It'll work.
I couldn't make up my mind whether I wanted Levi's or Wranglers. And I can't wait to get those shorts back on.
Oh, good.
I was looking at them actually just before I came over.
Really? Anyway, thank you much for helping me with my parcel.
Well, you can thank Thea as well because we do get together and discuss that sometimes.
Oh, you do?
Mhm.
Oh.
Yeah. She's working hard. She shows a lot of potential. I don't mean potential farsighted. She may never reach her full potential. But she's showing potential in being able to organize, to orchestrate, and to get things working.
She's showing a hell of a party, too.
Organization. So it is a step on the run.
Now, anyway, my next question is that metacons we worked on today too tough on your body and pregnancy and
A
stuff?
little bit. That's why I'm going to let you and Alana have some time alone. I'm going to have an early night and I'm going to rest for a couple of days.
Okay.
If you need me, I'll be there.
I'll always be looking for you if I do.
Next question.
Working on, can I help in the pain block during labor, like with Nazgul worked on?
No, there will be no pain block.
There will be no pain.
No, because that way I get more of a bond.
Oh, right. That's more tough for me to understand being a male.
Yeah, it helps in the bonding factor. It also helps to enlarge my capacity a little bit.
Because your psychic ability is increased from pain,
Correct.
like with being a male touch.
But it only is a temporary thing. Well, let's say it grows by 5 units, right? For a month to a month and a half afterwards, it stays at 5 units. And then finally it dissipates until it's only half a unit to a unit that I've increased by.
That's still an increase.
Exactly.
So now when you go through the pain, is there a particular area you work on at the time?
That I just let it go because I've got no control over it at that point.
Oh, so it's just any area you work on at any
Yeah.
time. Oh,
Instead of being able to cruise around the base in the far sight form, I may be able to get to your planet.
wow.
Maybe for a month or a month and a half. I don't know.
But I don't see how your healing could give you more improvement.
There is always room for improvement. Wouldn't it be great to be able to go broken leg, heal?
Yeah, right. And the only thing that keeps you from that now is the fact that you don't have that knowledge.
Correct. And I don't have the energy level to do it.
The pain would give you that energy level, possibly.
No. For me to be able to do that, I'd have to be somebody like Ashtar, or even higher.
Oh, I see.
I don't know what Ashtar's capable
But there's room down the road.
of. Maybe by the time I'm 1,000 years old. I don't know. Maybe I'll be like Daddy with Saint. Or do I have to go around again?
So, I'll be there with you.
Maybe we'll get to spend the rest of the time together. Sorry, I'm getting mushy.
That's alright, I love it. You know what? Oh, I was going to ask, I have Mark take some vitamins today
Mm-hmm.
for the challenge session. Was there a way to monitor whether or not those minerals and nutrients would be able to be assimilated during each of the night?
I wish somebody had been paying attention and told us. Oh well, never mind.
Okay, we'll try it again next time.
Okay. Now, how many more questions do you have for me?
What?
Okay. Thank you.
Brain food research.
Mm-hmm.
For
Bananas,
bananas. Thank you.
oranges, New Zealand fruit,
Kiwi.
strawberries. Mm-hmm.
Sounds like a great fruit salad.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Various types of protein, fish oil,
Yeah, right.
and to help purify the blood and the fluids, garlic. I knew that was going to come. Anyway,
Thank you, darling.
I've got to go.
Have a wonderful rest period.
Yeah, I've got to go. Bye. I'll tease her about that. She ran out like this.
Okay.
And she needed to go to the bath. Fortunately, there is one handy.
I keep pulling the girls up sometimes.
Well, I don't have to worry about it anymore.
That's true.
She used to tease me.
That's true.
Mm-hmm. Now it's my turn.
Oh boy, I hope she's not a mess going down the hallway. I heard that joke.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But you remember the experience well, I take it.
Yes, I learned. I learned.
Anyway, I want to thank you also for my first segment, controlling my name.
Well, that's what we're here for. I managed to get in quickly. It's sort of like I heard on the telemetry mode. Any more questions? It's like, I gotta get in. So I heard that last bit. Bananas. I got use for bananas, though. Not that sort of use.
Come on, as if I would even think of
Actually, that's
such
an
a
interesting idea. Mm.
Well, darling.
Mm-hmm. Well, I gotta hand over to
Rick,
the second from last person.
oh, Reggie said we're fine.
Okay. Okay, I get to be on for real this time instead of in the secondary mode, helping everybody.
Why is it such a helpful person?
I am.
You can record, so
Mm-hmm.
combination. So your brain's thinking at a mile a minute, eh?
Well, practice, 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 practice. Although, it's funny. When Kira started as ring mistress, right? She's wearing her skirt and her toga type thing, and she had it undone to feed, and when she did it back up, and she was wearing blue panties. She's not wearing panties anymore.
Yeah. Very suspicious.
Mm-hmm. And Mark's still outside, and she's gone back out to sea. I think they're smooching out there.
Well, they have the right.
Mm-hmm. Well, she's just finished her cycle. She's just starting the new one.
Oh, good.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's a good question.
Yeah.
The amount of horniness, for lack of a better word,
Mm-hmm.
definitely an increase to education.
Well, the more intelligent you are, the less rules you have on that sort of thing. On sex.
That's a little unusual to think of. Due to the fact that I can't see
Well, when you become more intelligent, you look at the rules that you have, right?
Right.
And you analyze them and you realize that there's a whole load of stupid ones.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Unnecessary.
Exactly. But you're also more selective.
Let's see, with sexual energy being one of the highest forms of energy sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Makes people levitate from time to time.
Yeah, but there is a use for it.
Mm-hmm.
And so the learning coming from using that energy would be probably vital in a lot of people, a lot of different ways.
Mm-hmm.
So it's how you use that sexual energy that's important.
That's right. When you think, I bring the house down sometimes.
So what's your latest lesson?
My latest lesson is all the way. Don't hold back.
So that's with the mind meld and everything?
My meld is for real heightened sex.
It wasn't that the fact not holding back.
Well, there's not holding back, and then going all the way.
But
And going all the way is going all the way. And not holding back is just doing it. Not using any metaphysical capabilities, unless, of course, they accidentally get switched on.
Oh, so there's just going all the way is straight sex.
No,
So
going all the way is mind meshing the way.
oh,
Not holding back is just doing it without using PK, mind meld, telepathy, all that stuff.
so you're going with the mind meld and everything.
That's when you go all the way.
Oh, so you're not holding back.
I don't hold back. Occasionally I'll go all the way. But the thing is that, if it's at the end of the day, I can go all the way. But if it's, I come home, I've got things to do and everything, I don't hold back.
Nice. So the least you'll do is not hold back.
That's right.
I get it.
And if it's at the end of the day, just before we go to sleep, I go all the way.
Okay. Well, tell me something.
Uh-huh.
Is the use of that though going all the way? Can you put a use to it at a certain point?
It's just for pure pleasure. After all, what's life without no pleasure?
Not very fun.
Exactly.
Mm.
Well, next question.
Okay. It's your questions that get me. Now, working on coercion,
Mm-hmm.
I was trying to think of a way of where you mentioned having two beams coming out from each eye and the other person's eye.
Mm-hmm.
Right. But for me, of course, that I'm not having as much success with that as I do with a single point from going into splitting two.
Mm-hmm.
This is that point where Maul talked about where it's not
Exactly.
everything is for everybody.
Mhm.
So it's practice.
Yes, it's like, you can't break my, well, now you can break my look. See, I got ya. I've got you hooked. Yeah. And I figured out what he meant by finger looking good.
Well, I assumed that, but she didn't want me thinking about bananas in the wrong way, so I had to assume that was supposed to be taken in the wrong way.
Yeah, she gets confused sometimes. It's like she told you off on the Meta concert. She said about children being present. And then she went and said something about sex and being horny and all this stuff.
I remember.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's alright. It's the emotions.
How much?
Looks like we got 5 minutes.
Okay, but I'll hand over to the last person.
Okay. Well, that's all I had for questions anyway.
Okay.
Alright, love. Thank you very much.
I'm out of here,
See
dude.
you later. Hello, Alana.
What's happening?
Well, your mom changed the subject on me.
Ah, yes.
How you doing?
It's contagious.
Well, good. I'm glad I'll be coming up there then tonight.
Just you and me in my apartment.
It sounds like fun.
Yes.
Well, I'm glad that I'm getting into the Farsighty mode now where I can truly appreciate this more.
Okay. I will ask. Too late. She's gone. I was going to ask Mark Kiri for some sexy clothing.
Ah. Well, nothing's pretty sexy to me.
Shaping your issues.
Ah. Well, that is true.
I will wear my t-shirts, stockings.
That's visual treat, all right. Thank you very much for this morning's help.
You're welcome.
And, yeah, I'll be coming up there ASAP as soon as the session's over.
Okay, then I will go over to Mistress T.
Okay, sounds good.
I'll be away from you.
Looking forward to meeting you. See you soon.
Okay, tonight's show was brought to you by Hazy Space. Your wing mistress was Tia. Technical supervision by
The
technicians.
Yes.
Technical consultant Fortune, Ashtar, and Omal. Historical data supplied by Luna. Medical knowledge by Karra. Various sundry questions answered by
The gang.
Alana, Kiri, and Omal, Karra, and myself, Tia.
And of course.
Okay, well, the take's almost over.
Yeah, this has been an enjoyable session. Always these are enjoyable sessions. Tonight was a good one.
Shake it up, baby! Yay!
And I love this contagion going around up there.
I can't get no. Oh, well. I have a rector and I want it painted black. Could you foresee this happening to me?
I see.
And I want it painted black. Yeah, who's that one?
Stones.
Yeah! Alright, who's this then? Ba 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 ba.
Cool.
Okay, let me try another one.
A minor.
Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. Ba 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 ba. Ba ba. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum.
No,
No.
it's not Dogman.
Yeah.
It's Dogman?
Act 1, Scene 1, the Valkyrie. It's just me here. Use that tape.
Yeah, just wiping the stuff out. Leave about a minute.
Okie dokie. Wonder if she'll stop playing again.
Oh, how's your eye control?
Okay, not
You and Kiri work out the details on it yet?
a little bit different for me. You see, Kiri always opens this one, right?
Yeah.
I always open this one when I can.
Mm.
Well, I can't open it all the way.
It's a story.
And I can't keep it up very long.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. This is good. So, were you a kitten when you were growing up?
Of course I was a kitten.
You changed back and forth?
No. I'm still looking into that. But my research so far suggests that manifestation of infants turning into different animals is rare, very rare, but it's not unheard of.
Well,
But I'm still studying and looking into it.
well, don't get to look under survival traits.
Oh, but I've looked under many different things. I've looked under illusion spinning,
Mm.
I've looked into infants, I've looked into felines, I've looked into survival, I've looked into many different historical factors. Luna's helped me quite a bit with that. I've looked into medical analysis. I've looked into mental disorders.
Mm.
I've looked into environmental factors.